Chicago's underworld, the code of silence is enforced with blood. Those branded as snitches, witnesses who cooperate with police, often meet a brutal fate. Gangs cultivate a reputation for ruthless retribution, scaring many into staying silent, but some do speak up for justice. What follows is a chilling montage of their stories, people who testified or cooperated, only to vanish or be silenced forever. Before we get started on this video,
I don't like when these niggas be all talking about that shit, man. Ain't crazy.
Tria Kelly was only 18 and pregnant when she was gunned down on a Southside sidewalk. One September night in 2019, Tria walked with a friend near her home in Chicago's Back of the Yards neighborhood, chatting on the phone with her boyfriend. Suddenly, a figure in a baby blue hoodie emerged from an alley and opened fire without a word. The gunman shot Tria 5 times at point-blank range, killing her and her unborn child. Treja's horrified friend saw the shooter's face and ran as he fired twice in her direction. It was an execution.
Wait, what happened?
Shooter's face and ran and her unborn child. Treja's horrified friend saw the shooter's face and ran as he fired twice in her direction. It was an execution in cold blood.
Damn.
And it was no random act. Just 3 months earlier, Treja had taken the stand as a key witness in a murder trial. She testified against a gang member, Deontay Davis, who had killed her 17-year-old cousin in 2016. Her testimony made her a target, Treja's family later said, and they were right. Investigators believe Davis's associates put a bounty on Treja to silence her. In fact, prosecutors revealed that a 21-year-old man named Kavarian Rogers accepted $5,000 to execute the young witness.
That's crazy.
Rogers even bragged on Facebook afterward, posting videos fanning himself with $100 bills and showing off expensive new shoes. "I nailed the girl who testified," he boasted to friends.
Bro. Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
FBI, open up! What the hell?
Into court records. Chillingly, authorities uncovered jailhouse phone calls, someone in custody discussing how to stop a female witness from testifying again. Tria Kelly's courageous testimony had helped convict her cousin's murderer, but it also signed her death warrant. On that dark September evening,
My whole thing is, what you smoking for, nigga? You still finna go to jail. Like, what you thought that was finna do? She already told on you, dumbass. You paying somebody to unalive her. You already got told on, dummy. You going to prison anyway, bro. You ain't getting no less time because she got smoked. I mean, not smoked. I don't want to be disrespectful. Because she got unalive. Like, y'all
the promise of justice was answered with revenge, as a young life was brutally cut short to keep a gang's secrets hidden.
The gang secrets was already out.
Daniels thought he could outrun the deadly reach of the gang he betrayed. In April 2013, the 27-year-old former gang member was living under federal protection after agreeing to become an FBI informant against one of Chicago's most violent crews, the Hobos. Daniels had worn a wire, secretly recording his one-time allies to help authorities indict the gang's leaders. But word got out on the street almost immediately that Keith is a snitch. He worked for the police. As one ominous Facebook message warned, the Hobos swiftly marked him for death. Threats started pouring in. Someone smashed a brick through his window with a note saying, "Everybody know you snitching. You got the nerve to still be living." An explicit death threat. One of Daniels' former associates even confronted him at gunpoint in his own home. Fearing for his life, the FBI relocated Keith, his girlfriend, and their kids to a suburb, hoping to keep them safe. But it wasn't enough. On April 14th, 2013, violence found him. Keith Daniels was stepping out of a car with his girlfriend and her young children when a shadowy figure approached. It was Paris Poe, a feared hobo hitman who had cut off his electronic monitor and tracked Daniels down. In an instant, Poe unleashed a hail of bullets. He stood over Daniels and pumped round after round into him, more than a dozen shots, even as Keith stepped.
I want to put y'all on to some of the easiest money you'll ever make in your life. Freecash.com is a website that allows you to literally get paid hundreds of dollars just for playing video games on your phone. All you need is an email and a password. Follow the directions on each of the campaigns and you can earn at least $100. My personal favorite game to play was Sunrise Island, and when I clicked on it, they had a $370 bonus. I got $370 just for playing a video game on my phone. On average, it only takes about 17 minutes for most people to start earning money on freecash.com. So if you need some free, easy, extra money, Go to freecast.com, click the QR code right here, or go in the description below and start getting that bag. You did?
Children, just 4 and 6 years old, watched in terror. The little boy later described covering his ears because the gunfire was so loud. Daniels died there in front of his family. He paid the ultimate price for breaking the gang code of silence. The message was unmistakable. Anyone who informs on the hobos will be hunted down, no matter where they hide. Years later, Paris Poe and the hobo leaders were convicted in a massive racketeering trial, with prosecutors calling Daniels' slaying a prime example of the gang's ruthlessness. Keith Daniels' courage in cooperating helped bring them to justice, but it cost him his life.
Damn, boy. This shit crazy.
Christmas Day 2020 should have been a time of peace, but on Chicago's southwest side, it was marked by murder. That afternoon, police responded to a shot spotter alert, found 26-year-old Sebastian Serrano sprawled on the pavement in Gage Park, shot multiple times. As paramedics rushed him to the hospital, detectives began asking why someone would want this young man dead. They quickly learned Serrano was not a random victim. He was slated to be the key witness in an upcoming murder trial, and that fact had sealed his fate. Months earlier, Sebastian Serrano had witnessed a killing and agreed to testify against the alleged shooter, 18-year-old Antonio Reyes. Reyes was awaiting trial in the Cook County Jail, but even behind bars, he plotted revenge. On jailhouse phones, Reyes was recorded ordering a hit on Serrano.
So, like, understand how slow you gotta be to commit murder. Somebody witnessed you commit murder. They're going to be a witness on the case. So you're gonna go to jail, and on the jail phone where they are, you know they recording it, you're going to orchestrate a hit on the witness. And then the witness is just going to magically come up unalive. And nobody supposed to ask you nothing, right? No. Am I missing
telling
something?
a friend on the outside to take care of the witness who could put him away. The friend he enlisted was 19-year-old George Reyes, no relation, a fellow gang member. To help, George Reyes and an accomplice devised a plan to lure Serrano in. They combed through Serrano's social media and found him on Snapchat. In fact, police later discovered that George had been stalking Serrano's movements online, even sending his girlfriend messages that he had almost got Serrano once. At one point, George tried to recruit a 13-year-old boy to be the trigger man, hoping to have a juvenile take the fall. When that failed, George decided to do it himself. On December 21st, 2020, under the guise of a drug deal or meeting, the conspirators arranged for Serrano to be at a specific spot on West 52nd Street. As snow flurries fell that Christmas, George Reyes crept up and ambushed the unsuspecting Serrano. Gunfire rang out and Serrano collapsed mortally wounded, never to make it to the witness stand. The carefully laid plan to silence a snitch had succeeded. A man who tried to do the right thing was cut down before he could testify. It took investigators until the summer of 2021 to unravel the plot. Digital breadcrumbs told the story. Snapchat records placed George at the scene and linked him to incriminating messages. Jail call recordings captured Antonio Reyes coordinating a hit from his cell. When police moved in to arrest George, he led them on a high-speed chase that ended in a crash, a desperate bid for freedom that failed. In the end, both Antonio and George Reyes were charged, but their prime witness was already dead. Sebastian Serrano's murder sent a chilling warning through Chicago neighborhoods. Even Christmas Day isn't off limits when a gang wants a witness gone. In another case, a witness was killed in plain sight of police officers, a brazen hit that stunned the city. Mutassim Suleiman was a 33-year-old
One thing about Chicago that people don't know though, like unless you from Chicago, like the Mexicans gang on the west side, fool, they out there tweaking and geeking just like the niggas on the south side. I ain't gonna lie. The Mexicans in Chicago west side gang is going down over there too. Like,
who ran a small cell phone shop on West Division Street. In 2016, he had witnessed a murder in his store. A man named Tommy Lee Pledge was shot to death, and Suleiman saw the gunman. He agreed to testify in the upcoming trial, identifying two suspects, Terrence Scott and Deshaun Jones, as the shooters. It was a courageous move, and by spring 2019, the trial was drawing near. But Terrence Scott, one of the accused, had no intention of letting Suleiman testify. From his Cook County jail cell, Scott spent weeks on recorded lines masterminding a plan to eliminate the lone witness against him. He found a willing accomplice on
the same story, gang. Am I missing something? So you commit a murder. Again, you commit a murder. Somebody's snitching on you. Before they take the stand, you go on a jailhouse recorded phone and orchestrate a hit while it's getting recorded. And then the dumb motherfucker on the other side of the phone is talking to you through the jailhouse call, knowing they being recorded. And you think you finna go smoke your witness and just get off and nobody gonna put two and two together? Like,
outside, 19-year-old Kyrell Pittman, a distant associate hungry to earn gang clout. Pittman himself was out on bail on electronic monitoring for a gun charge when he was recruited for the job. On the evening of May 3, 2019, Pittman put the deadly plot into action. As dusk settled over Humboldt Park, Mutasim Suleiman closed up his shop for the night, unaware he was being watched. The moment Suleiman locked the door and walked toward his car, Pittman burst from the shadows with a gun in hand. He ambushed Suleiman on the sidewalk, firing multiple shots into the witness at close range. Incredibly, 2 Chicago police officers were nearby on patrol and heard the gunfire. They sprinted toward the scene and saw the shooter fleeing. One officer fired his weapon, but Pittman managed to dive into a getaway car and escape. Suleiman lay on the ground, fatally wounded, as backup officers swarmed to hunt the gunman. The hit had succeeded. The only eyewitness to the 2016 murder was now dead, killed in front of police just weeks before he would have testified. It was a shocking demonstration of how far gang members will go to protect themselves, carrying out a witness execution even with law enforcement on the scene. The investigation that followed revealed how meticulously the murder had been planned. Detectives pulled jail phone logs showing Terrence Scott's extensive planning of Suleiman's demise from behind bars. In one recorded call just minutes before the shooting, Scott was on the line with an accomplice, nervously asking if the deed was about to happen outside Suleiman's store. Moments after Suleiman was killed, Scott received another call in jail confirming it's done. Physical evidence also cracked the case. As he ran, Pittman had dropped his face mask and forensic testing found his DNA all over it. His court-ordered ankle monitor further placed him at the murder scene that night. Cornered by the evidence, Kyrell Pittman was arrested and charged.
Oh my God. How did you drop your mask, sir? You just committed murder. Why would you ever think to take your mask off while you running away from the police? Then you caught the body with a motherfucking ankle monitor on?
And Terrence Scott, the jail mastermind, was implicated as well.
Now
but
you don't
victim,
need a witness, bro.
Suleiman,
like, what the
justice
hell?
came too late. He had taken a stand against violence, and violence silenced him first. Each of these stories shines a light on the grave danger that hangs over anyone who dares to break the no-snitch.
Every single body in this video got caught. Every single person, gang. Every single person unalived the witness and still got caught for murder. And got caught for unaliving a witness. Like, what is we talking about, gang? That shit slow as a bot, man. That shit was just stupid as hell. What the hellion? What the hell? What the hellion say? Let me see.